Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I am going to introduce you to me, LeeAnn Halleib, or as I was officially named on August 30th, 1960-something, LeeAnn Kronemeyer. No, there will not be a quiz later on to spell my maiden name. Oh, terrible. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, wrote, "There is nothing permanent except change." When I think about this, I think that this quote sums up my life quite a bit. I grew up the oldest of two girls in my family. My parents were married for 10 years. When they realized they were unable to have children, they chose to adopt first myself and then my younger sister. I was the traditional firstborn with all the charming traits that go along with that. I am organized, I'm reliable, I'm conscientious, I can be a perfectionist, I can be obstinate, and the list goes on and on. I never remember a time when I didn't know that I was adopted. My parents let us know from the very beginning how much we were loved every day. They were very supportive parents, and I'm very appreciative of that. My parents always told us, as my sister and I were growing up, that we were special because we were chosen children. My parents would have celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary this past May. Unfortunately, my father passed away 2 years ago from cancer. A year before that, my sister passed away from a heart attack. There is nothing permanent except change. I have lived in North Auburn my entire life. I attended Nevada Union High School because I live in Lake of the Pines, and even though we have Auburn addresses there and Auburn phone numbers, we technically live in Nevada County. My husband and I were high school sweethearts, and we will have been married 33 years on our anniversary tomorrow. Oh. Something I'm very proud of. But the thing I'm most proud of in my life is our son, Jordan. He is 24 years old and lives and works in Virginia. When he was younger and in school, I was very involved in his life. I did everything from room parent to Cub Scout den leader, Boy Scout leader when the other ones dropped out. I was the only woman there. I was PTA president, and I even was elected to the school board of trustees. To say that I was extremely involved in my son's life would be 100% accurate, and I don't apologize for it one bit. My husband and I only had one child, and we promised ourselves that we would not get to his high school graduation and regret any time that we missed out on him. I don't regret anything when my son graduated. My son excelled at cross country. He earned a full ride scholarship to a college in Florida. He graduated 2 years ago with a cum laude. He earned a position with Northrop Grumman. He's now at their corporate office not 2 years later. And he's working on his MBA and his CPA license. But he lives across the United States from us in California. There is nothing permanent but change, except for change. I was fortunate to find a job when my son was young that was located very close to home, only 5 minutes from my house and only 7 minutes from my son's school, so I could be very involved. I was with that company that I loved for 30 years and 1 month, and then we were sold. In 30 years, I worked for a cable TV industry, and we had been bought out 7 times. I was used to buyouts, I was used to changes, name changes, little changes. What I was not prepared for was when they closed my office after 30 years. I would now be looking for a job for the first time in 30 years. There is nothing permanent except change. This is one of the best times of my life. I wasn't 20 years old anymore, fresh out of college with all the new skills. My skills were 30 years in one very detailed industry. So I went back to school, I went to Placer School for Adults, I networked like I'd never had before.